Hi, my name is Rosemary and I'm the CEO and founder of Toddlers Gold Limited, a retail business in the childcare sector that deals in children's toys, sleepwear, and mother-to-baby care products and services. As we celebrate women in the month of March, we'll have a series of conversations around issues that concern women and particularly mothers. This is going to be a 4-part series, and today we kick off with starting a business as a mom. Why do mothers find it hard to start a business? Motherhood on its own is such an incredible responsibility. It comes with, time, sleepless nights. Sometimes we worry about the future. We're looking around and thinking, will my child grow up right? Will they have everything that they need to have a successful life? We even go as far as thinking, will they find the right spouse? Wink, wink. So with all those responsibilities and demands, sometimes it then holds us back from pursuing our dreams of, starting up a business or starting that thing that we actually desire to begin. So then we ask, what does it require to start a business? So I guess we'll begin by demystifying a couple of things. What is a business? Many times we're confused into thinking a business is actually a product. Putting a product on the shelf or calling a supplier in the UK, having a product delivered to you, and then you start thinking, yes, I started out a business. But that is not what a business is. When you think about a business has a lot to do with an economic activity that you're conducting, and you really have to think about it being sustainable. It has to be a going concern. As much as being a mom is a full-time responsibility, a very important full-time responsibility, it does not excuse us from the fact that it requires time, effort, resources to actually invest in starting and running a business successfully. I'll use my own personal story, my own experience, and hopefully I'll encourage a mom out there who's considering starting out a business. Hopefully you'll realize that nothing is cast in stone. You'll realize that I did not have everything figured out when I started, which I still don't. But hopefully you'll find the strength in you to just get started and continue learning along the way. So Toddlers Gold actually started out, the conversations and the ideas just started about 9 years ago when we had our first son, and my husband was looking around for toys that he could use to sort of stimulate him, things with color, things with, different sounds, stuff that you usually find either on Amazon or when you travel outside the country. So we found a few of them here and there, but they were very expensive. And so I started to think, what can we do about it? But then I shelved the idea because I thought, I don't have that much capital, I don't have experience in these things, and I just sort of brushed it off. Around that time, I was working as a communications specialist with an NGO, and I was working closely with somebody who was working with a UN agency. And round about that time, she was also considering starting a business, and she was in different growth spaces that were pushing her. Because we had a lot of interaction, she kept pushing me to actually start something. And because I was a new mom, the almost obvious problem that I saw was the ability to get toys affordably, but good toys that my child could use and be stimulated to grow and develop properly. And as we had those conversations, she told me, what is stopping you from starting? And I always had excuses. And one of the major excuses that always came up was the fact that I didn't have enough capital to get started. And she told me capital should be the least of your worries. Can you raise maybe 200,000? And I said, yes. She said, go downtown and look for toys and open up a social media page and start selling. This was about 8 or 9 years ago. I went to Owino Market with my small money, moving around, looking for toys that I could just, clean and put batteries and they would still function properly, and then just, put on the market. And indeed, I did that, opened up a Facebook account, started posting in 2015. And somehow I got clients actually calling me asking for the toys. And somehow I'd go meet them and sell, but I did not really know how to price correctly. I saw it as a side hustle. So back to my point of it, having a product is not necessarily a business. So I had a product for a long time. And as the years went by, I kept incorporating different things. One time my husband traveled, brought me children's toys and just said, I think you should sell these on Toddler's Gold. And then I just started selling. At some point, because I love seeing children happy, we started doing children's events. We started doing children's clothing, shoes, different things, an assortment of children's things for different age groups. Along the way, I kept starting and stopping depending on, the seasons I was going through. When I had my other children, I kept stopping to deal with the children, then I'd resume when things were fairly stable. When I went back to school to pursue my master's degree, I then stopped because work was so demanding, the children, marriage. It was a mixture of things. So I kept starting and stopping. It's roundabout until last year when I decided that I would actually sit down. So I sat down, I focused, I zoomed in on what it is that Toddler's Gold was, what the ethos of the business was, and then decided to throw my weight there to grow in mastery such that we're able to come up with a product that is aligned with our vision and we're able to trade profitably. You don't have to go through, loss of time, the kind of time that I lost. There's so many ways to go around it, and I'm here to encourage you and just share some tips that you can actually consider as you start out in business. One of the things I'll really caution you though is that passion is not enough to run a business successfully. In as much as I'm passionate about children, that's not enough for me to run my business successfully. I still have to make sure I do the right things, the right processes, the right procedures to ensure that I run my business profitably. So here are some tips that I'm very happy to share with you and just encourage you as you start out on this journey. The first one will be an appreciation of seasons and timing. I cannot stress this enough. As a mother, you need to appreciate the fact that you need to exercise some grace on yourself. Sometimes we have very long nights, sometimes the children are not okay, sometimes you're just dealing with your own emotions, and that can affect the way you operate in business. So it's okay to sometimes move at the pace for grace. Okay, so seasons and timing are very important. You can see that now that my children are a little bit older, I have a bit more stability at home, and therefore I'm able to run this business the way I want it to go. I'm able to apply myself to different growth spaces, attend different conferences that are helping me grow and sharpen myself as the business leader such that my business also grows. So you need to have an understanding of seasons and timing. You need to know whether, if you have a newborn, that is a good time for you to get started, or would you rather wait till your child is able to have a bit of independence for you to then get started. The second tip I'd like to share with you is, yes, start small, start where you are, but always embrace a big vision. God's vision for us is one of dominion, just like Coca-Cola, which is looking at, being in arm's reach from their very clients. You need to embrace such a big vision, but start where you are. If it's just a few resources that you have, go ahead and start there, but don't lose sight of the vision. The vision should then drive you to get started and keep growing, keep pursuing that vision. Another tip I'll encourage you to consider is growing healthy habits. It's in the daily habits where we'll grow and begin to experience wins. So I hope you have read the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. If you haven't, please go ahead and read it. And there are certain habits that you can actually grow every day to ensure you become sharper as a business leader, because the speed of your team and the rate at which your business is growing highly depends on what you, the leader, are taking in and what you are bringing forth to the table. And lastly, I'd really like to emphasize association. You're the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. So So if you're going to spend your time with people who are constantly drawing you to maybe go and engage in activities that are not necessarily helping you grow your business, then you might have to rethink the 5 people that you're spending most of your time with. Is it people who are having healthy conversations related to business? Are they inviting you to read books? Are they inviting you to check out places and just help your mind explore and get exposed to things that will help you get better? If so, then you're in the right place. I cannot stress association enough. Association encourages you to, have mentors, helps you have teachers that are going to walk this journey of business with you. I really hope that this has been very helpful, and I'd like to invite you to share some feedback in the comment section. Let me know whether you've been able to pick a thing or two that you're actually going to run with, something you're going to implement and get started. Otherwise, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode next week. Thank you.